Hello, this is Tokyo Trivia Walk. Today, I've come to Harajuku Station. It is about a 30-minute subway ride from Otemachi Station, located right next to Tokyo Station to this area, which is famous as the birthplace of Kawaii culture and a hub for the latest trends in Japan. Before exploring the town itself, I'm heading first to Meiji Jingu, the largest shrine in Tokyo, which is located right nearby. There is a large torii gate at the entrance. Meiji Jingu covers an area of approximately 70 to 73 hectares. That is roughly the same size as Hyde Park in London. It takes about 10 minutes to walk from this entrance to the main shrine building, as the name suggests. Meiji Jingu is a shrine dedicated to Emperor Meiji. It was established in 1920. Empress Shokin, Emperor Meiji's consort, is also enshrined here. Although this area features a beautiful forest, it is not actually a natural forest. The trees were planted by human hands. However, they were planted with a calculated plan so that, over the course of decades or centuries, the area would evolve to resemble a natural forest. Once you cross the stream, you will find a modern building that houses a museum. Emperor Meiji modernized Japan and led the nation to victory in the First Sino-Japanese War and the Russo-Japanese War. He was deeply respected and loved by the people. It was in response to the public's wishes that Meiji Jingu was established. Incidentally, among shrines, the title Enkonjinga is reserved for those of high prestige that enshrine deities with deep ties to the imperial family or the imperial house. The highest ranking shrine in Japan is Isa Jingu. Strictly speaking, the term non-Jingu refers specifically to Isa Jingu. Many sake barrels are displayed along the approach to the shrine. These include barrels that were presented to Emperor Meiji, who was deeply knowledgeable about both wine and sake. As you proceed a little further, a large torii gate comes into view. This is the second torii gate. It is the largest Myojin-style torii in Japan. Broadly speaking, there are two types of torii gates. The Myojin style, characterized by a curved top rail, like the one seen here, and the Shinmei style, which features a simpler design, such as those found at Icy Grand Shrine. Older shrines dedicated to Amaterasu, Omikami, the supreme deity of Japan, often feature Shinmei-style gates, whereas Myojin-style gates are more common at relatively newer shrines. Now, we are approaching the main hall, the proper etiquette for visiting. A shrine begins with purifying your hands. Once you stand before the main hall, bow twice, then clap your hands twice. Keep them pressed together, close your eyes, and make your wish. When you are finished, bow once more to conclude the visit. This main hall is a reconstruction built in 1958 of the original structure that burned down during World War II. Photography of the main hall from up close is prohibited. Let's take a photo from a distance and then offer our prayers. I've just returned from visiting Meiji Jingu Shrine. Now, I'd like to take a walk around the neighborhood. Harajuku is known as a hub for the latest trends. Takeshita Street, where I'm heading next, is the heart of the area and attracts visitors from both Japan and abroad. I'll cross the street and head toward Takeshita Street. Harajuku Station is currently undergoing facility upgrades. The original station building, a lovely example of modern architecture built in 1924, was slated for replacement due to fire safety concerns. Reconstruction began in 2020, and work is still ongoing. Personally, I was fond of the old station building, so it's a real shame to see it go. From the exit on the Meiji Jingu side, the path leads downhill. There is also an exit on the Takeshita Street side. If you use that one, your destination is right in front of you. I have arrived at the entrance to Takeshita Street. It is a weekday, yet there are many people around. This area around Takeshita Street was originally a quiet residential neighborhood. However, development began around the main street in the mid-1970s, and shops gradually started appearing in these back streets from the 1980s onward, coinciding with the introduction of a pedestrian-only zone in Harajuku. Young people began gathering here to dance, and the area evolved into a hub for youth culture. Takeshita Street today is lined with a wide variety of shops selling cute goods and clothing, as well as numerous stores offering sweets and snacks perfect for eating on the go. There are also many animal cafes where you can interact with animals, making it a truly fun area to explore on foot. Takeshita Street spans approximately 350 meters and becomes a pedestrian-only zone from Tenilo AM to 6 Maidam. It is particularly famous for its sweet crepes. If you want to try trendy Japanese sweets, this is the place to go. Once you pass through Takeshita Street, you come to a major road called Meiji-dori. Turning right would take you toward the area with heavy foot traffic. But I think I'll intentionally head the other way and make a small detour. If you walk about 1 block in the opposite direction, you will come across a site closely associated with Emperor Meiji, Togo Shrine. This shrine is dedicated to Admiral Heihachiro Togo, who commanded the Japanese fleet during the Battle of Tsushima in the Russo-Japanese War. It was established in 1940, shortly after the admiral's death. In 1934, photography is prohibited inside the shrine grounds, so only the front entrance is shown here. The shrine is said to bring good fortune for crucial moments, such as achieving victory or passing exams. Let's head back to the exit of Takeshita Street. Cross the pedestrian crossing right in front of us, and take a look at the Jingumai area on the other side. The Jingumai area is dotted with a variety of clothing shops. It is also characterized by a high concentration of companies in the fashion industry. This stems from the post-World War II era, when American fashion culture flowed into the area due to the presence of the Washington Heights, a U.S. military housing complex in nearby Yoyogi Park. Later, in the 1990s, the area became known as HARAJYUKU, back Harajuku, and developed its own unique fashion culture. Washington Heights was subsequently returned to Japan in 1964. It served as the athletes' village for the Tokyo Olympics held that same year before being demolished. Even as you turn into the narrow side streets, you continue to see apparel companies and shops. Notable companies in this area include Beams and United Arrows. Passing through the back streets, you emerge onto the main avenue, the approach to Meiji Jingu Shrine, known as Omotesando. I'd like to cross to the other side of the street. Now I've made my way to the other side. Over there is Jingumei, where I was walking just a moment ago, and if I turn around, I see something resembling a bridge pillar. This marks the site of a bridge that once spanned the approach path. It traces the path of a tributary of the Shibuya River, which I encountered earlier while walking near Shibuya Station, that used to flow through here. This stream was known as the Anden River. It was enclosed in an underground culvert in 1964. Today, the area is known as Hofkat Streak and is lined with apparel, shops and restaurants. Japan hosted the Tokyo Olympics in 1964 as a major milestone in its post-World War II recovery, and large-scale infrastructure development was carried out around that time. The way the sidewalk and roadway are separated here is unusual, and the road itself curves, giving the impression that a bit of the atmosphere from when it was a river still lingers. The area around Cat Street strikes me as having a high concentration of outdoor brands and sports-related apparel shops. While there are certainly authentic options available from both outdoor and sports brands, the items sold here in Harajuku are primarily geared toward casual city wear. This area is recommended for those who want to wear outdoor and sports apparel as a fashion statement, rather than for purely functional purposes. If I keep going straight, I'll end up heading towards Shibuya. So I think I'll turn here and head back toward Harajuku Station. As I walked toward the station, a temple soon came into view. It is called Chosen-ji, an ancient temple founded in 1063. It is said to have originated when Kawasaki Tosanokami Motoi, who had accompanied Minamoto no Yoshio on the campaign to subjugate the Oshu region, built a small hermitage there. Next up is an event space called Base Yard, Tokyo. This venue hosts pop-up stores featuring anime and manga. As of August 2026, a Jujutsu Kaisen store is currently open. Harajuku is a district that gives rise to various forms of Japanese culture with a particular focus on fashion. Many people walking here embrace their own unique styles, making it a great place to find clothing that truly reflects one's way of life. Harajuku is a place where people from diverse backgrounds and styles come together. The main street remains lively, but I've decided to take a slightly different route back to the station via the back streets. The atmosphere becomes much calmer once you step into these side streets. That doesn't mean there are no shops at all, though. You can find quiet cafes and the like. As you get closer to the station, there are several apartment buildings. The apartments in this area are among the most expensive in Tokyo. Let's head back to the main street now. Harajuku is a fascinating area where you can enjoy striking contrasts from the lush greenery of Meiji Jingu, Shrine and Yoyogi, park to the trend-setting Takeshita Street and the Ura Harajuku back street districts. That wraps up the route I walked today, but there are still so many places I haven't covered yet, so I highly recommend visiting and exploring the area yourself. On this channel, I go on walks centered around Tokyo's train stations. If you're interested, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel.